Hey everyone, Tony here, JP Wisco back with another video for you. Hope you're doing well. So today I just want to share with you guys a few more Japanese cards and also a vintage Japanese comic book. So let's get it started with a 2005 Topps, and this is of Kazuo Matsui. So this is the black refractor from 2005 Topps Chrome. So Kazuo Matsui, he signed with the Mets, I believe, in 2003. He was one of a kind of a small wave of Japanese players who followed Ichiro into the major leagues. In fact, Matsui was the first Japanese infielder to sign with a major league team. So he is historically significant for that reason. He was also a switch hitter. Matsui played a few years quietly in the majors, and he is currently a coach with the Seibu Lions back here in Japan. So let's see. Let's move on to the more famous Matsui. So I've got this home run card, this Hideki Matsui home run card. So these are from Upper Deck. They put out these cards commemorating every one of Hideki Matsui's home runs. This one is his 350th home run overall and his 18th major league home run. My LCS had a few of these in. I picked this one up just because it was shiny and the others weren't. So it tells you about the home run on the back there. Okay, and let's see here. I got this 2021 Masahiro Tanaka. I've been picking up some of these 2021 Tanaka cards. Of course, he went back to Japan after he left the Yankees and rejoined his first team, the Golden Eagles. I don't know the maker of this card. I assume there's no obvious branding on it, which is a little strange, but I assume it's probably Epoch, which is one of the major card manufacturers here, along with BBM and now Topps for Japanese cards. And let's see here. I got this 2017 Colby. Here's a nice Shohei Ohtani. So this commemorates his MVP in Japan. Of course, he went on to pick up another one last season in the majors. The long-running title holder series, I guess you could call it an insert set or a subset in the Colby chip card issues. And let's see here. Oh yeah, speaking of Colby, I've got this very cool 1987 Colby card of Randy Bass. And you can't really see it very well, but it's got a gold border and it's got like a little gold trophy up there. So Randy Bass is one of the more prominent Western players to ever play in Japan. And what I mean by prominent is he actually played for several years, a large portion of his career in Japan, and he became, he's kind of one of those fan favorite iconic players for the Hanshin Tigers. The back here says that so here's the back. And the back says in part that he's been in Japan for 5 years and he has amassed 200 home runs in 587 games. And the speed at which he did that is a Japanese baseball record. Or at least it was at the time. So maybe Derek Hardball Crazy or Robert Prestige Collectibles, if you happen to know if there's another player who reached 200 home runs quicker than Randy Bass did, let me know. But that's what it's in part talking about on the back of this card. So let's see here. And I also got a very, very beautiful Menko of Kaoru Beto, a favorite subject of that era of cards. So another notable Hanshin Tigers player, Kaoru Beto. This is really, really a beautiful, beautiful card. Really bang on registration, vivid color, sharp corners. I mean, just super clean. This is one of those cards where the video is just not really going to do it justice. So, happy to have that Beto Menko. And then I got another Menko, and this is a Shohei Nagashima, either 58 or 59 Menko. This is either a rookie card of Nagashima or it's a second-year card. I don't know if it's a 58 or 59. Again, Robert, Derek, if you could help me out if you happen to know. But what's notable about this, and the reason why I intuitively believe this is probably a rookie, is that you can see that he is wearing this pinstriped jersey. And of course, that is not a Yomiuri Giants uniform. It is, in fact, the uniform of Rikyo University, for whom Nagashima played before starting his professional career. In fact, Rikyo University is roughly in my neck of the woods of Tokyo. I could walk there. So this is really, like, I love that he's in that college uniform, right? That university uniform. And here's the back again for you. All threes. You know, I still, to this day, I don't know what those numbers on the bottoms of the Mengos mean, but for whatever reason, this has all threes on it. Okay, and then for the cards, I've got finally, I'm real pleased to add this 2003 Bowman Chrome Ichiro X-Fractor. Just a really, really awesome looking card. I love just that classic Ichiro batting stance where he's, you know, kind of pulling on his sleeve. And that stance where I can't unsee it. Pepino Man said at one point that it looks like he has to pee. So I can't unsee that. Thank you, Pepino Man. 2003 Bowman Chrome X-Fractor Ichiro. Alright, so the last thing I want to show you is this vintage comic book. So you know, maybe if you watch my channel regularly, that I have been getting into like vintage comic books, or comic books, the intersection between sort of comics and baseball or sports. I picked up this Golden Boy, the Story of Nagashima comic book. So this is from, again, 58 or 59. So very, very cool. Here's the back. So kind of like, this is similar to the Jackie Robinson comic book that I showed earlier in another video on my channel. This basically tells the story of Nagashima, kind of his come up and just his story in baseball. This is one of a series of books, much like the Jackie issue. So I want to highlight some differences between Japanese comic books and American comic books. So as you'll see, I want to show the inside of this. So here, for example, is a page of what, you know, the inside of this looks like. So, of course, compared to, for example, the Jackie Robinson book, the first thing you notice is that there's no color. This is still very standard for Japanese comics. They generally do not have color, whereas American comics do, and that's still a difference that exists to this day. The other difference is this paper on which the comic is printed is actually, although this comic is from the late 50s, this quality paper is still very much standard for Japanese comic books today. So what they do here, because comics are so prominent, far more read, and the breadth of topics and different stories it's a lot bigger than in other countries. And what they do, how comics are issued here, is this does not follow this trend, but so in general, what they do is they collect various titles and they publish chapters of several titles into a large weekly or monthly anthology. So it's various titles, and you can buy a big comic book magazine. It almost looks like a catalog in bookstores, convenience stores, anywhere. And you can read several titles in one. And then for each title, what they'll usually do is they will collect chapters and then put them into standalone volumes printed on more high-quality paper with more high-quality printing. But these comic magazine anthologies look very much like this. It's really cheap, pulpy newsprint paper. Kind of, you rub your finger over it and the printing will come off on your finger kind of deal. And the paper is the same. So I like that this is a relic of the past, but it's kind of almost like a time capsule, but everything is, a lot of the things are still in use today, which I think is just kind of like a cool thing about this. So that's all I got for you today, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Peace.